Hi, Dr. Jen Andrade, the Active Person's Chiropractor. And today I wanted to talk about a common condition that I see in my office, and that condition is carpal tunnel syndrome. I want to start by defining some of the terms so that we're familiar. A lot of times people hear scientific or medical terms and they don't understand what they are, and it can be intimidating. I want to define some of those terms so that you are familiar, so that you can understand and not feel so intimidated and have a better understanding of what's going on in this condition called carpal tunnel syndrome. I'm going to use my handy dandy assistant, Tommy Lee Bones, waving hi here, to help define and to show you what the carpal tunnel is. Let's start by defining what carpals are. Carpals is the scientific term for the wrist bones. This is Tommy Lee's wrist. That's how we refer to them as a whole. And they each have individual names, but we don't need to go into that. So what happens in carpal tunnel syndrome is we have a tunnel where the nerves that come from the neck and down the arm and forearm that go into the hand and wrist come through, and that's right in here. And what happens in carpal tunnel syndrome is that we have impingement of that nerve or pressure on that nerve, which can cause dysfunction. And specifically in carpal tunnel syndrome, it is the median nerve. The median nerve goes to the first 3 fingers in your hand and helps control those, gives you all the sensation in that area. And what we can notice when we have impingement of that nerve is we get numbness, we get tingling, we can have weakness. Weakness could look like having a hard time opening a jar, or grip strength, or dexterity with that thumb and or pointer finger can be affected in carpal tunnel syndrome. What are some of the common causes of carpal tunnel syndrome? Typically, it's due to inflammation in that carpal tunnel, and that can be due to overuse. That's one of the most common reasons I see. People that are typing a lot, people that have a hands-on type of jobs, maybe they are a plumber or a carpenter or something like that, so they're using their hands and gripping things a lot. That can cause problems. And the reason it causes problems is the tendons and the tissues in this area get really inflamed from all of that use, putting pressure on the nerve, which can cause the dysfunction that we talked about. Another common time that we can see carpal tunnel type of syndromes coming on is during pregnancy. And this is typically due to water retention. So as we get into the later stages of pregnancy, we tend to retain water more. And when we have that water retention, we're still putting pressure in that area, so we can get carpal tunnel type of syndrome from that as well. Hopefully this gave you a little bit more information and you found it helpful. Thanks for listening. Dr. Jen Andrade, the Active Person's Chiropractor.